Okay, now that you know what a like term is, you can now add and subtract like terms. You can't add or subtract unlike terms, but you can add or subtract like terms. When adding and subtracting in algebra, you have to remember that when the signs are different, you subtract. And the sign of the bigger number is going to be the sign of your answer. When the signs are the same, you add. Even though they're both negative, you're still going to add. If the signs are the same, you add. If the signs are different, subtract. Say it with me. If the signs are the same, I add. If the signs are different, I subtract. Okay? With that in mind, let's do the first problem. When there is no sign in front of the number like we have here, the sign is understood to be positive. So what we have is 7a plus 2a, right? And both of these are positive, so the signs are the same, so I'm going to add. What's 7a plus 2a? We get 9a. Now we've got a negative 3a and a negative 5a. Even though they're both negative, the signs are the same, so what are we going to do? We're going to add, because when the signs are the same, we add. So negative 3a and a negative 5a gives us a negative 8a. Okay? So now the signs are different again. So remember, when the signs are different, we subtract. So 9a minus 8a leaves us with just 1a. So we're not going to put the 1 in front of it. We're just going to write a. But is it a positive a or a negative a? Well, the way that you know is by looking at the sign of the bigger number. What's bigger, 9a or 8a? That's right, 9a is bigger. So what's the sign of the bigger number? 9a. The sign is positive, so you know your answer is going to be positive. Okay? Let's do the next one. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the first two. Look at that. Are the signs the same or are they different? The signs are different, so what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract. 16b minus 11b. Positive 16b and a minus 11b give me 5b. Okay. Now is the 5b going to be a positive 5b or a negative 5b? Well, let's look at the signs of my two numbers. Well, the bigger number is positive, so I know my answer is going to be positive. I don't write it, I just leave it blank, and everybody knows if it's blank that it's a positive number. Okay, so we've got these two. We've got that the first two equal 5b. Okay, now let's do these two. Negative 2b and a positive 3b. Okay, well, are the signs the same or different? Obviously, they're different. So when the signs are different, I subtract. So let's subtract. Let's subtract 3 from 2. 3 minus 2 is b. 1 b. But I just write b. And what's the sign of my bigger number? Well, the sign of my bigger number is positive because 3 is bigger than 2. So the 3 is positive, so I know that my answer is going to be positive. So now I'm going to write a plus b. So 5b plus b equals 6b. Because I've got 5 b's here and 1 b here. When I add them together, I get a 6b. And I know I have to add because both of these are positive. And remember, when the signs are the same, you add. When the signs are different, you subtract. Okay. Here we have the signs are the same, right? I'm sorry, the signs are different. We got a positive 2ab and a negative 10ab. Correct? Correct. Okay, so the signs are different, so I already know we're going to subtract. So 10 minus 2 is 8ab. Now, what's the sign of my bigger number? What's bigger, 2ab or 10ab? Obviously, it's 10ab. So I know that my sign is going to be negative because the sign of my bigger number is negative. So I'm going to put negative 8ab. Now, here I've got a negative 7ab and a positive 3ab. My signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. Once you get the hang of it, you can start doing it in your head. You don't have to write it out. So negative 7ab and a positive 3ab, I'm going to subtract. That gives me 4ab, right? And I look at my numbers, and I notice that my bigger number is negative, so I know my answer is going to be negative. So I've got negative AB and a negative 4AB. Now I'm going to add those because, look, the signs are the same. So when the signs are the same, we add. When the signs are different, we subtract. So negative 8AB minus 4AB equals 12AB, right? Because I'm adding the 4 and the 8. And my signs, it stays negative because both of these are negative. So obviously, the sign of my answer is going to be negative. I hope you're starting to get the hang of it. Here we've got a negative and a positive y. So if the signs are different, what do? I hope you said subtract. Okay? If the signs are different, we subtract. So we've got a negative 6y and a positive y. When we subtract 6y from, when we subtract y from 6y, we get 5y. And what's the sign of my bigger number? Well, the sign of my bigger number is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. So my answer is negative 5y.